Welcome to About Mansfield, your audio newspaper. I'm Steve Casillo with the November 29th, 2023 199th edition. Always broadcasting from the Somark Studios. Colleen Daniel is in Studio West, and we're here with the About Mansfield news team. Coming up today, it's Mansfield news, sports, and conversation.
And a little later in the episode, you will have a chance to win a $25 gift card to a Mansfield restaurant of your choice with our Mansfield Trivia Question, courtesy of Joe Jenkins Insurance.
Let's take a look at the stories we're covering this week. Officers use high tech to retrieve stolen vehicle.
City prepares for a month-long celebration with hometown holidays.
6 new eateries coming to Mansfield. And in sports, trout fishing in Mansfield coming to a pond near you.
And in the talk segment, Steve continues his conversation with local legend Troy Dorsey. We are Mansfield's only source for news, sports, and conversation. This is About Mansfield.
Imagine a city where innovation knows no bounds, where dreams take flight, and the future unfolds before your very eyes. Welcome to Mansfield, a beacon of growth and a testament to vision. In the heart of Mansfield, a remarkable transformation is underway. But it's not just about the physical landscape. It's about the spirit that drives us forward. A spirit of collaboration that bridges cultures, a spirit of entrepreneurship that fuels prosperity, and a spirit of community that binds us as one. Mansfield is more than just a place. It's a canvas where diversity paints the picture of progress. From art festivals that ignite creativity to tech hubs that redefine boundaries, this city celebrates every voice, every passion. Mansfield, where growth knows no limits and the vision is limitless. Brought to you by the unstoppable spirit of the Mansfield Economic Development Corporation.
No matter your familiarity with buying or selling real estate, having an experienced, trusted advisor on speed dial is priceless. The Roger and Beth team of Century 21 Judge Fight is here to be that resource for you. Whether you're buying right here in Mansfield or your dreams are taking you elsewhere, we are ready to help you with turning that vision into a reality. To learn more, visit our website at homesinmansfield.com. That's homesinmansfield.com.
Hey there, it's Luke from Cool Hand Electric. Are you tired of dealing with plugs or lights that just won't cooperate? Well, don't fret. Give us a call. Worried about power outages or surges damaging your precious electronics? We've got you covered. Whether it's a whole house generator or surge protection, our solution-oriented Cool Hands are ready to tailor the perfect option that suits your needs and budget. At Cool Hand Electric, excellence is still cool.
Cool Hand, Cool Hand, Cool Hand, where excellence is still cool.
Hi, I'm Scott Farrell, and you're listening to About Mansfield.
This portion of the news is brought to you by the Grandview Event Center.
Welcome back to About Mansfield.
Police activity was heavy Saturday afternoon around East Broad Street and Regency Parkway as police dispatch received a stolen vehicle alert from a pole-mounted license plate reader camera system. Utilizing the traffic cameras, dispatch tracked the vehicle, providing assistance to the officers in the area. Upon locating and stopping the vehicle, one occupant was quickly apprehended while 2 others attempted to flee on foot. Officers established a perimeter and an unmanned aircraft systems officer deployed his drone and successfully identified the remaining suspects who were hiding behind an air conditioning unit. Officers were guided to their location, which led to the apprehension and the fleeing perpetrators. The stolen vehicle traced back to Arlington was returned to its rightful owner. One of the suspects was identified as a juvenile who was in possession of a stolen handgun. No injuries were reported.
'Tis the season to don your gay apparel and fa-la-la-la-la downtown as the city is preparing a month-long hometown holidays celebration. Area event locations include the Lot downtown, the Far Best Theater, the Mann House, City Hall, the MAC, as well as a few of our neighborhood parks, giving Mansfield residents the opportunity to celebrate the annual tree lighting, chart Santa's route to Mansfield, run a 5K, watch a stage performance, and much more. The city has a list of over 50 events on their website that will take place between now and Christmas to put a little extra ho 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 into your holiday spirit. You can access the site through our website at aboutmansfield.com. Just click on the Links tab.
The Shops at Broad is finding new life as 6 restaurants have recently signed new leases slated to open around this time next year. Portillo's, Outback Steakhouse, Carrabba's, Boomer Jack's, and Chewy's. Running down the list, Portillo specializes in gourmet hot dogs and Italian beef sandwiches, while Outback serves up juicy steaks, spirited drinks, and Aussie hospitality. You'll find Italian-American cuisine at Carrabba's, but it's Boomer Jack's you'll want to seek for a laid-back atmosphere, wall-to-wall TVs, and mouth-watering food. And lastly, there's Chewy's, a highly anticipated, fun and funky Austin-based Tex-Mex restaurant that serves authentic, fresh food, including big-as-your-face burritos. A newly added 6th restaurant, Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers, is scheduled to open in 2025. The Shops at Broad, located at northeast corner of East Broad Street and Highway 287. It's time to grease up the rod and reel, and we'll talk about it because sports is next.
I'm Philip Washington, Chief Investment Officer of Stonehill Wealth Management and host of the Wealth Building Made Simple podcast. First book I read in college was Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and it changed my life. And since then, I've read tons and tons of books on money. And what I've done is taken those lessons, simplified them, and I talk about those lessons on my podcast, Wealth Building Made Simple. So come hang out with us. We're on every major platform, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and on YouTube, Wealth Building Made Simple.
The housing market is evolving as interest rates rise to meet inflation. Speculation abounds as to what the future may hold. Do you have a trusted advisor? The Roger and Beth team at Century 21 Judge Fight should be your first call in all matters concerning real estate and the market. We specialize in residential real estate for both buyers and sellers. With industry partners across North America, our resources and expertise can turn the home you've been envisioning into a reality. Visit our website at homesinmansfield.com to learn more. That's homesinmansfield.com.
In sports, fishing is a sport, is it not? The Texas Parks and Wildlife Department kicked off their annual campaign of stocking ponds and lakes around the state with over 300,000 rainbow trout, and Mansfield is on their calendar. Starting December 5th, local anglers can take their rod and reel to Chandler Park, Oliver Park, Rose Park, or the Chris Burkett Service Center Pond to try their luck at catching at one of 600-plus fish that will be released locally by the state's Park and Wildlife Department. It doesn't take a lot of sophisticated fishing equipment to reel in a rainbow trout. They can be caught by using simple light tackle or hand-tied flies on a fly rod. However, anglers should keep an array of baits and lures nearby, as well as ice to keep the trout fresh. Rainbow trout are an attractive, tasty fish, and anglers can easily find recipes online. Because rainbow trout are unable to survive in most areas in Texas after winter due to the warm water temperatures, anglers are encouraged to keep up to their daily bag limit of 5 trout. Texas does not require a fishing license for those under the age of 17, but adults must have a fishing license with a freshwater fishing endorsement. A little programming note and a favor, if you will. Next week is our 200th episode, and we'd love to hear from you. How long have you been a listener? What do you like about the podcast? Do you have any favorite memories? Whatever's on your mind, we would love to include your voice in next week's podcast. You can reach us by voicemail at 817-435-2938. Again, that's 817-435-2938. 2938. This coming Saturday, December 2nd, is National Mutt Day, also known as National Mixed Breed Day, a day that was launched back in 2005 to bring more recognition to our furry Heinz 57 friends. There are several ways that you can participate in National Mutt Day. Number one, how about this? Get involved by volunteering at your local shelter. The Mansfield Animal Shelter is always looking for volunteers, and you can also check out the Smash Facebook page, SMASH is an acronym which stands for Supporting Mansfield Animal Shelter. You can reach out to them to find out ways you can get involved. Number 2, how about offering to dog sit for a friend? While most every dog owner loves their pet, they'd probably still appreciate a day off, whether it's just to take a breather or perhaps a short vacation. And finally, number 3, adopting a mutt is the ultimate way to celebrate this day. If you've ever been thinking about getting a dog, open your heart to a mutt. You won't regret it. We did. And Copper is a great dog.
Coming up after the break, we turn the page to the features section.
Is it fall allergies or COVID? I'm Angel Biasatti, and Methodist Mansfield offers you ways to combat fall allergies. We'll talk about it next in Methodist Mansfield News to Know.
I'm Beth Steinke, and today on the Mansfield Real Estate Report, we will explore the home features that make buyers say wow.
In this week's Cocktail of the Week, I'll be talking about a cocktail that will have you wondering why everyone keeps calling you a mean one.
We are Mansfield's only source for news, sports, and conversation. I'm Colleen Daniel, and this is About Mansfield.
This portion of the news was brought to you by the Grand View Event Center.
Are you ready to create unforgettable memories? Picture this: an enchanting event venue nestled amidst breathtaking landscapes with panoramic views right here in Mansfield. The Grand View Event Center is the perfect setting to bring your vision to life. From intimate gatherings to large-scale extravaganzas, the Grand View has flexible spaces to accommodate any occasion, be it a graduation or school function, art exhibition, or birthday or anniversary party. Book your next unforgettable experience at thegrandviewmansfield.com. That's thegrandviewmansfield.com. The Grand View Event Center, where memories are made and dreams become reality. Book your event today.
Congratulations to Erica Schmidt, who was the first person to correctly answer last week's Mansfield Trivia Question. Who was Mansfield's first police chief? According to the book The History of Mansfield, Texas, it was C.J. Prater who served as Mansfield's first chief of police in 1954. When we come back, this week's trivia question. This is About Mansfield.
At Methodist Mansfield Medical Center, we've been caring for our home team for over 15 years. Today, you'll find award-winning physicians on the medical staff, advanced neurosurgery, a Level 3 trauma center, critical care for newborns, and comprehensive orthopedic care. Methodist Mansfield, delivering the care our friends, neighbors, and home team depend on. That's community, and why so many people trust Methodist.
Hey, it's Steve Casillo, and we all remember the storm that blew through our town back in June that pelted this community with baseball-sized hail. It did a ton of damage around Mansfield, including my own roof. Regular listeners to About Mansfield have heard Paul Duncan's commercials for Trinity Roofing and Construction, and after the storm, I reached out to him, and boy, am I glad that I did. From the first call to Paul to working with the crew leader, the scheduling department, and the entire construction team, and how it all played out with my insurance company, working with Trinity Roofing and Construction was a breeze. It's easy to see why they're a platinum preferred contractor with Owens Corning with an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. So if you're thinking on replacing your roof, look no further than Trinity Roofing and Construction. They're a Mansfield-based company, and you can find them on the web at trinityroofingconstruction.com. Again, that's trinityroofingconstruction.com.
Hi, this is Joe Jenkins with Joe Jenkins Farmers Insurance, specializing in auto, home, commercial, and life insurance. I was born and raised here in Mansfield, Texas. We're active in the community, and Mansfield's a town we really care about. Our office has over 30 years' experience in the insurance industry, and we're passionate about what we do and about customer service. For a free quote, please visit our website at joejenkinsinsurance.com or give us a call at 817-472-6058. Once again, that website is joejenkinsinsurance.com.
It is time right here, right now, for the highly coveted, wildly popular About Mansfield Trivia Question. If you are the first person to email the correct answer to trivia@aboutmansfield.com, you will receive a $25 gift card to a Mansfield restaurant of your choice, and it's brought to you by Joe Jenkins Insurance. Whether you're looking for homeowners, auto, commercial, or any other type of insurance, Joe has helped Mansfield area residents understand the insurance coverage that best fit their needs since 2010. You can find him on the internet at joejenkinsinsurance.com. Colleen, it's your turn.
Well, Steve, in 2014, the city of Mansfield adopted "Minutes to Everything, Second to None" as the official slogan. But did you know that the Mansfield Visitors Bureau has their own slogan? This week's trivia question is, what is Visit Mansfield's slogan? Email your answer to trivia@aboutmansfield.com. Again, what is the official slogan that Visit Mansfield uses? Good luck, and thanks to Joe Jenkins Insurance for the gift card.
Hi, I'm Amanda Rogers, managing editor of the Mansfield Record, and you're listening to About Mansfield.
Welcome back to About Mansfield, your audio newspaper. Let's open up the features section. Angel Biasatti is here to help you decipher whether it's fall allergies or COVID in Methodist Mansfield News to Know. Angel?
Your nose is running, your eyes are itchy, your throat feels scratchy, and you're running a fever. Is it COVID or a sinus infection? There's a few ways that may help you recognize the difference. If you're running a fever of 104 or higher, that usually is not a sign of allergies. If you have a sore throat, it's a common symptom for COVID-19, but not as common for people with allergies. Digestive issues like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea may occur with COVID-19, but usually not with allergies. If you have itchy, watery eyes, rash, runny or stuffy nose, it's probably your allergies. Another difference is allergies are not contagious, and COVID is. There's also a few ways that may keep your allergies in check. For itchy eyes, use allergy eye drops as needed and pre-medicate with an antihistamine or a nasal spray at least 2 hours prior to going outside. Avoid those beautiful fallen leaves that can release mold spores into the air and into your airways. When working in the yard, wear a mask to keep the pollens away, or consider hiring someone to clean those leaves out of your yard or gutter and keep you from sneezing and wheezing. Keep your windows and doors closed at home and while driving to lessen your chance of outdoor allergens. Change your clothes and take a shower after working outdoors to remove pollen particles that may have collected on you or your clothing. If you're unsure whether your symptoms are fall allergies or COVID, schedule an appointment with your doctor or take a home COVID test. That's Methodist Mansfield News to Know. I'm Angel Biasatti, reporting for the About Mansfield podcast.
Realtor Beth Steinke offers up suggestions on home amenities that make you say, wow, in the Mansfield Real Estate Market update. Beth?
There are only a few things in my work life that are as exciting as seeing a buyer's face light up when they see something in a house that makes them say, wow. If you are considering adding something of value to your home, these are the things that make buyers' brains turn to mush and open their wallets to buy your home. Of course, kitchens and bathrooms are always important, but it is the show-stopping features we're talking about today, so let's get started on those important rooms. Hidden pantries are a huge wow feature. These are designed as cabinet front doorways that blend in so well you don't even know they are there. Then they open up to a full-size room where you have ample room to store everything from your grandmother's china to your oversized tabletop appliances. These hidden pantries are extremely rare, and that makes them over the top for resale. Right along the same lines are prep kitchens, sometimes called dirty pantries, that have dishwashers and sometimes secondary ovens. Super rare, but just one of those things that melts buyers' brains. Not as rare, but still equally as desirable, is the butler pantry. I've seen these range from one set of cabinets to an entire room. The bigger the better, I say. The concept is the same as the hidden pantry without the subterfuge, but the impact is the same. Wow. Having a place dedicated for all the accoutrements of a well-stocked kitchen and the accompanying organized life that belongs to the owner of this home is enough to have the buyer saying, "Full price offer! Full price offer!" Moving on to the bathroom areas, the feature that wins hearts and minds of every buyer is heated floors. I've only seen 2 houses in DFW that had them, but I can't imagine a more universally appreciated feature than warm feet. So the next time you redo your floors, let's kick it up a notch and add a heated flooring system. If you can't swing that budget buster, then how about mirrors that have built-in lighting or a heated towel bar? Both features will have buyers thinking this house is nice. That leads us right to the inner sanctum, the primary closet. A glamour closet is a feature that will have buyers eating out of your hands. Now, I'm not just talking about a closet with a custom build-out, but rather one that is oversized, possibly with a center island, mirrors, and a chandelier to boot. Some of the elements of a glamour closet are great lighting, seating, and customized storage. Definitely the place I'd like to ride out a tornado warning. One of the fastest ways to a buyer's heart are features that spoil Fluffy and Fido. This might include built-in doggy spaces, a dog wash in the laundry room, or a catio, which is a patio screened in specifically for a cat. A few years back, I toured a house here in Mansfield that has tubes on the exterior of the house for the cats to travel from the upstairs to the downstairs of the home. Some of the other interior features that wow buyers are built-in wine rooms, and I'll throw in a couple of staples: high ceilings with beams, and pot fillers, and a prep sink in the kitchen. Let's head outside. Most buyers are still wowed by an outdoor kitchen and a beautiful patio, but only if it's not in disrepair, and I have seen more than a few of those. It should be just as clean as your inside kitchen. Features can vary widely on outdoor kitchens, but as an example, a beverage center has a greater wow factor than a mini fridge. Now let's talk workshops. The basics are great, but they don't bring the wow. So assuming that it's an ample-sized space, some of the things that turn this from a workshop to a magical place that turns a buyer's brain to mush and melts hearts would include full foam encapsulation, multiple voltage options already wired, plumbed for a bathroom, and of course, climate controlled, with an honorable mention going to RV hookups and parking. When you consider your next project, talk to your realtor or contractor about taking it to the next level and creating your very own wow house that you love. Now let's get an update on the Mansfield real estate market. October reports are in, and Mansfield is showing up strong. The median price is up 11% from last year to over $527,000. Active listings are up nearly 8%, which means there have been fewer sales. In fact, closed sales are down 30%, and we are definitely feeling the effects of that with longer days on market and houses that are just not pulling in buyers quickly. The average to close a house in Mansfield is currently at 93 days. We have 3 months of inventory available for buyers to choose from, which is the most we've seen in a long, long time. Currently, you can purchase a home in Mansfield from $200,000 all the way up to $2.3 million, with 141 choices in between. I am personally seeing an uptick in buyers entering or re-entering the market, and a quick check with colleagues, they are seeing the same. Interest rates may have peaked, and that will be welcome news to buyers trying to wait out the market. It is definitely time to get your financing in order and your credit score dusted off, as this may be the sweet spot before the new year when everybody and their brother makes a resolution to buy a new house, or before interest rates come down to a much more palatable level for the average buyer. Either way, you should definitely do a check-in with your realtor or start interviewing for the perfect fit. For the About Mansfield podcast, I'm Beth Steinke with Century 21 Judge Fight.
Shaken or stirred, you know it's going to be good as Brian Certain starts his series on Christmas-related drinks with a cocktail that's definitely not a mean one in the Cocktail of the Week. Brian?
This week's Cocktail of the Week is the Grinch cocktail. With this week's installment, I'm moving to Christmas-themed cocktails. With the holidays right around the corner, it's time to get into the festive spirit with a fun and fittingly green cocktail, the Grinch. This bright and tropical drink is perfect for any holiday gathering. But don't worry about taking notes. As I'm giving out the ingredients and instructions, I always post them on bourbongospel.com. You can also sign up on bourbongospel.com and have the cocktail of the week delivered directly to your inbox every Wednesday. This week's cocktail is the Grinch. Ingredients: you'll need vodka, fresh pineapple juice, and blue curacao liqueur. To make the cocktail, fill a cocktail shaker with ice, pour in the vodka and the fresh pineapple juice. As always, fresh. Concentrate if you have to, but fresh if you can. Then you're going to cover and shake vigorously for 10 to 15 seconds to chill and combine the ingredients. You're then going to strain into a martini glass or other chilled cocktail. And then you're going to slowly pour the blue curacao liqueur into the center of the drink. As it sinks through the pineapple juice, it will create eddying trindles of green. Did you like that? Eddying trindles of green. To garnish your completed cocktail with a pineapple wedge or pineapple leaves. For an extra festive touch, sprinkle the glass rim with green sugar or candied sprinkles. Here's a pro tip for you. If you have any leftover fresh pineapple juice, it's super easy to freeze into ice cubes and silicone trays to use in smoothies or to make another batch of cocktails. The lemon juice will also freeze well to use at another time. So for this cocktail, the vodka is going to provide a smooth base spirit, while the pineapple juice lends its signature sweet and tangy tropical flavor. But it's the blue curacao that transforms the cocktail from yellow to an eerie Grinch green. Fun and festive and just a little bit wicked, the Grinch cocktail is sure to steal smiles at any holiday gathering. One sip of this sinister tropical drink and your heart might just grow to 3 sizes that day. As always, I'm open to hear your take and input. You can reach me at brian@bourbongospel.com. And until next week, as Mark Twain said, too much of anything is bad, but too much whiskey is barely enough. Reporting for the About Mansfield podcast, I'm Brian Certain.
We're back in 60 seconds with the conclusion of our interview with the one and only Troy Dorsey.
Hey, it's Steve Casillo, and are you ready to make your voice heard? Want to bring out your ideas to life through captivating conversations and engaging visuals? Look no further than Podcast Mansfield Recording Studio, your one-stop destination for award-winning audio and video podcast recording. Equipped with cutting-edge microphones, crystal clear audio recording, and high-definition cameras, we're here to turn your ideas into engrossing content. But it's not just about the equipment. We're dedicated to bringing out the best in your content. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, we're here to elevate your podcasting game. We'll even help you with intro music, transitions, voiceover, and that professional polish that sets your podcast apart. So whether you're into interviews, storytelling, or simply sharing your expertise, Podcast Mansfield can help bring your podcasting dreams to life. Visit podcastmansfield.com. Podcast Mansfield, where creating your podcast masterpiece has never been easier.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Cowley, president of the University of Texas at Arlington, and you're listening to About Mansfield.
Welcome back to another segment of About Mansfield. I'm Steve Casillo as we make the transition from news to talk. 2 weeks ago, before we took the Thanksgiving break, we aired part 1 of our interview with the legendary Troy Dorsey. And now, the conclusion. Enjoy. For the benefit of the listeners again. Because karate seems to be, not only is it a specific martial arts, but it also seems to be a generic term for several martial arts.
Oh, yes, sir.
As I mentioned before we started recording, when I was a teenager, I took judo. Mm-hmm. But I always told people, I take karate because it's just kind of a throwaway, toss-out word.
Yes, sir.
Could be jujitsu, could be taekwondo, could be Muay Thai, but
right.
Oh yeah, I take karate. So can you help me? Can you help the listeners out? What's the difference between those different forms of martial arts?
Well, karate karate is the learning how to kick and punch. That's what karate is, kicking and punching.
Okay.
And usually it's light contact. And then, of course, I say usually, they have heavy contact. They have mixed martial arts. They got UFC now. So Most of the time, though, it's light contact. And then the kickboxing is to the knockout.
So, all right, karate is kicking and punching.
Sometimes full speed, sometimes light.
But isn't Muay Thai the same?
Muay Thai, they kick the legs.
They kick for legs.
They kick the leg.
Okay.
They kick the leg. Yes, sir. And they do elbows, and it's a pretty crazy, pretty wild type of fighting. But they mainly just kick the legs. That's why they don't hardly use their hands very much at all.
Jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. I got my black belt in jiu-jitsu about 6 years ago because I wanted to do something, and I would add my boxing was over. I retired in 1998. My kickboxing was over, so I wanted to do something else, some other kind of, I guess, fighting.
Yeah.
So I got my black belt from Travis Luter. Now it normally takes 10 years. Guess how long it took me?
4.5?
12.
12 years.
Yes, sir. So Travis Luter, a former UFC champion, and but yeah, I'm grateful to say that I'm a jiu-jitsu Travis Luter black belt.
And describe what jiu-jitsu is.
It's martial arts wrestling.
Okay.
Martial arts wrestling, and then
but like I know judo is grappling, and
yes, sir.
Are they similar?
They're similar, but in jiu-jitsu we have different types of chokes, arm bars, heel hooks, knee bars, all different kind of choke outs. You grab the gi, you can choke a person out. You can even choke them out without grabbing the gi. They have no gi jiu-jitsu, and they have gi jiu-jitsu. And some people like just gi. Some people like no gi. Some people like it all.
And to the listeners, a gi is what they wear in tournaments.
Yes, sir.
And not only in tournaments, but when they're working
Training.
out. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That is the
outfit.
The outfit. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes,
and then finally, at least that I know, Taekwondo, which I think you know a little bit about.
Yeah, I did American Taekwondo.
Yeah. And what is involved with Taekwondo?
They do katas.
I don't know what that is.
A kata is a set. So let's just say I stood up and I punched left, right, and I kicked left, right. Then I turned forward and I kicked. Then I punched. Then I kicked. Then I punched. Then I turn around. So it's like you're pretending that you're fighting somebody, but you're doing it all in the air. So it's kind of like boxing does shadow boxing. Are you familiar with that?
Absolutely.
Just punching in the air.
Yep.
Well, that's what katas are. They're just punching in the air.
Okay.
So now I quit doing those 4 or 5 years ago. We just do like mixed martial arts there at my school. But most of our students never step in the ring. Most of them don't fight too heavy at all, just light contact. So I don't want anybody to get the wrong effect. So it's not the wrong idea. So what we mainly do is at my school now is kickboxing, but it's not to the knockout. It's not. Most people don't want to do that.
I want to talk about your studio here in just a second, but before we talk about Troy Dorsey's extreme martial arts, how did you get the nickname The Destroyer?
Well, my boxing manager's name was David Gorman, and his wife always picked out the ring names. So she had Rockin' Robin Blake. She had Donald the Cobra Curry. He had Little Stevie Cruz, L-I-L, Little Stevie Cruz, and Gene Mad Dog Hatcher. And mine was Troy the Destroyer.
Gotcha. Because Troy
is in Destroyer. So it kind of matched.
And I thought you were going for the illiterate Dorsey Destroyer, the 2 Ds there. And it turns out your name is in, I didn't even notice that your name is in the word destroyer.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about Troy Dorsey's extreme martial arts. You first started a studio in Dallas.
Yes, sir.
And your wife said, it's time to go back home.
Exactly.
When did you start Troy Dorsey's karate studio on Main Street in Mansfield, Texas?
1999.
1999.
Yes, we opened in June 99. Yes, sir.
How many Do you call them students? Do you call them clients?
Students.
How many students did you have when you opened your doors in 1999?
Not in 1999. I didn't have this many, but after been open for a year or two, we had 400 students.
400 students.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Teaching self-defense.
Teaching self-defense, teaching American karate, teaching katas, teaching kicking and punching.
And teaching life lessons.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, we teach the students about respect, about self-control, about discipline, the danger of drugs and alcohol. So it's much more than just kicking and punching.
And going back to when you were in elementary school, you also teach how to take care of bullying. This is part of your curriculum is how to recognize bullying, how to take care of bullying if it happens to you.
Yes, sir. So you're only supposed to kick or punch somebody if you're in big trouble. Because if you kick or punch somebody and you're not in big trouble, then you're going to get in big trouble.
That's the one thing I learned in taking self-defense is that it teaches you to protect yourself, but you do not use what you know unless it's needed.
Yes, sir. Today, the time we're living in is pretty crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's really crazy. So, yeah, I think martial arts is good for everybody to do and to try and to see how they like it. And it's just, I say everybody, I think everybody should learn some type of martial arts. Is it still with you, some of what you learned?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. How long has it been?
Let's see, 14. It's been, I think I left judo 50 years ago.
50 years ago.
50 years ago.
It sure has a mark on you, doesn't it?
And part of it, I can't remember every grapple, every throw, but I do remember some things about it.
Yes,
and I would imagine if someone came at me aggressively, I would probably still know how to use that one or two moves.
Right. Yeah, people get it mixed up so often with beating people up and starting fights but it's such a good thing. It's good for the mind and the body and stretching. The stretching is unbelievable.
Did you ever watch the show? It was a TV show, I think maybe in the 70s, called Kung Fu.
Yes, sir. I did.
And who was it? Not Richard Kane. It was David Kane. But he never fought unless he was provoked.
You know, I remember watching it, but I don't remember anything that was taught or anything at all like that. But I do remember watching that show, Kung Fu.
But it was again, going back to what you and I were talking about, that you do not use your skill unless it is absolutely necessary. And I would assume with boxing too, that you don't see Mike Tyson or the late Muhammad Ali going around punching people, even for the fun of it.
It's just a sport. It's like football.
Yeah.
Do you see Dak Prescott break out in something at the mall or at the store, at the restaurant?
Probably not. Yeah. No. Go long. Go to the fire extinguisher and turn left.
Yeah.
Your students aren't just little kids.
No, they're adults also.
So
my oldest, just before I forget,
yeah,
my oldest student, 91 years old. Now, he passed away about 5 years ago, but so many people think martial arts is only for kids. But he trained until he's 91 years old. And then we start kids at 4. So there's a big gap there.
So I'm 2 years older than you. I'm grossly out of shape. Can you whip me into shape?
Yeah, but we don't whip you into shape.
You don't whip me into shape.
No, we help you whip yourself into shape. When I say whip, it's a struggle for anybody.
Yeah,
you know, to in the beginning, and then you just keep working and you just have patience with yourself, and eventually you'll get it down. Just like my student who trained with me from the time he was 58 to the time he was 91. He came when he was 58 years old. How many people do you think have started off at 58? Not very many.
No.
But he did. He had the guts to come in, and he trained with me. And after being with me for a couple of weeks, he said, "Mr. Dorsey, I can't get this down. I can't Can't remember everything. I said, oh, just keep on going. And then what do you do? Till he's 91 years old.
Wow.
My most dedicated student ever. His name was Virgil Sioko. I lived in Mansfield. I drove to East Dallas, 42 miles to my school. Opened the school at 12. Started the day class at 12:30. Mr. Sioko, Virgil was his first name, started with me February 82. And he trained till he was, from the time he was 58 years old till he was 91 years old.
That's amazing.
And I drove here from there, so sometimes I get in traffic, right?
Sure.
And I was late. Oh, man. So, Mr. Sioko, would you do me a favor? Would you open the door and let the students in and turn the heat on if it's cold, or the air conditioner on if it's
So he
hot?
had his own key.
He gave me a key. And guess what? He did.
Yeah.
The next day I came to Carter School. He had swept both mats on both sides. He had mopped both mats on both sides. He had cleaned the mirrors from top to bottom.
Wax on, wax off.
12-foot mirrors. He, 40 foot long.
Yeah.
On the mirrors. And then we had a lot of glass inside. We had a glass office in that school over there. What do you call it? Windex, all that. This guy, and I said, "What are you doing? What?" He said, "Well, Mr. Dorsey, you've given me so much. I want to do this for you." He did that from 1982 to 1999.
Wow.
Came every day to the school, swept, vacuumed, toilets, stock toilet paper, stock paper towels. This guy was a true blessing to me.
Because you were part of his life, but he was also a part of your life in exchange. And,
yes, sir.
And became a part of the studio.
Yes, sir.
Had his own key.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So when you are teaching young kids, or you've got your students that are different ages, you're teaching them, I would assume, not only the self-defense, but, as we mentioned, the life lessons.
Oh, yes, sir.
Kids that are 4 to 6 are learning different life lessons than those that are 14 to 16.
No, we're all learning the same life lesson.
You're all learning, okay.
Yeah, so we do a 6-week cycle.
Okay.
Like focus.
Teach me.
What does focus mean? Well, are you looking at me? If you're not looking at me, that's one of the first things that you have to learn is how to focus.
Yeah.
Is by the way you focus, the 4 laws of focus: focus your eyes, focus your ears, focus your mind, and focus your body. Mm-hmm. And if they'll do that, you can achieve so much if you do those things. Those 4 laws of focus.
Your eyes.
Focus your eyes. Focus your ears.
Your ears.
Focus your mind.
And
focus
your
your body. Yes,
okay.
sir. There's, you've ever seen a little kid do this?
Oh yeah, yeah. He's swinging his arms back and forth.
Right.
Yeah, I have. And what's
so what I'm saying? They're not focused. They're not focusing their body. Mm-hmm. So if you focus those 4 things, really focus, you'll be able to make better grades. You'll be a better son or daughter to your parents, or you'll be able to be a better parent.
And
it's not just for kids.
And the focus is something as simple as, although it may not be simple, looking you straight in the eyes and not losing that focus of straight in the eyes, and yet being able to see a roundhouse come and being able to block it while still looking right in your eyes.
Well, actually, when we're sparring, it's different. We want to look right here.
Oh, you're
chest.
Looking just...
Look at the chest.
Okay.
You look at the chest, see, when I start to kick you can see it coming. When I try to punch you can see it coming. But if I used to love when people used to look at me in the eyes.
Oh, because you knew that
I could kick or punch them pretty easily.
Because that's not where they're supposed to be looking.
No, sir.
I learned something new. Thank you, Sensei.
I have to get you signed up.
Yes. You know what? Right down the hall is a gym.
Oh, yeah.
Which I pay for on a monthly basis. Mm-hmm. Which I've used probably twice in the year that I've been here. Or the year that it's been open. I need to do more. And maybe I could become your oldest student.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Do you have any students right now in their 60s?
Yes, sir.
Oh, well, then maybe I wouldn't be the oldest.
Yes, sir. We do. I don't have a 70 now. I've had several 70s.
Yeah.
70 guys, but I do have 60s. Yes, sir. So the first step is always the hardest, right? I mean, because you're walking into a martial arts school and you think you might get kicked or you might get punched, but that's not the way it is. You're not going to get kicked or punched the first class. We always wait till the second class.
when they bought the gi already, right?
I'm joking. I'm joking.
No, my biggest fear is being beat up by a 12-year-old.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I have one 12-year-old that might be able to do it. He's probably 2 inches taller than you.
Oh, wow!
But he's amazing. But we don't do beat up sessions. It's called sparring.
Sure.
So sparring means that you're fighting light. You're fighting controlled. You're fighting without trying to harm somebody.
Okay.
And on the street, I wouldn't try to kick you in the face. I wouldn't try to kick you in the body or in the chest. I'm going to kick you in the knees.
Yeah.
I'm going to kick in the groin. So that's what we teach our students. We kick below the belt. Not only the groin, but the thigh, the knee, the shin. You ever hit your shin on something?
You take out their mobility.
And you're going, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. You had the studio downtown on Main Street.
Yes, sir.
And a gift came your way, which allowed you to move to your current location.
Yes, sir.
You want to talk about that gift?
Yes, sir. So my wife and I bought the building in 1999 because I was driving to Dallas. She said, Troy, why don't you open that? So I'll tell you what happened. She lost her parents. So we had some money. And so we purchased that building downtown Mansfield. So I actually started right across the street from where. So what did they say? There's a saying that says, I started, I can't remember. I can't remember the saying, but I started martial arts right across the street. Mm-hmm. Oh, you come full circle.
Yeah, okay.
So I didn't come full circle. I came full circle and across the street when I opened my school of martial arts in downtown Mansfield. And the Lord just continued to bless us, making the move from Dallas. And we had no students who were driving from Dallas. People aren't going to drive that far to the martial arts school. So that's where I've been since 1999. And my wife and I couldn't have done it without her.
Yeah,
because she helped me buy the building, and then she continued to help me out, continued to support me, to work with me, and she's just been a blessing for sure, no doubt. Then I have 2 daughters, Kendra and Shelly. Dorsey, well, it was Dorsey, but now they're both married, so it's Kendra Lamb and Shelly Taryn. And we have 3 grandkids. This is the most amazing creations in the world. It's just unbelievable. And they say that people like being a grandparent because you're going to spoil them and then give them back.
Yeah.
I don't want to give them back.
No.
I want to keep them. I don't want to give them back.
Then a guy came along by the name of Rick Larkin.
Oh, yes, sir.
And he says, Mr. Dorsey, I want to buy your building.
Yes, sir.
And you agreed to it.
I agreed to it.
And you're now down on Lone Star Road.
Yes, sir. 3 miles, just 3 miles south
Yeah.
on Lone Star Road, exactly.
So when, just again to the listeners, when Troy Dorsey, the studio on Main Street closed down, he did not go out of business. Troy Dorsey's Extreme Martial Arts is down on Lone Star Road. Why don't you give the address if...
Yes, sir. It's 1848 Lone Star Road, Suite 410 and 412. So when you go there, you'll see there's a driveway of like 175 yards down. So we're about 150 yards down. The last 2 doors on the right.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And it is my understanding that Rick Larson, who bought your building, he's put together a video production, several studios. The main studio is called the Dorsey Studio.
Yes, sir.
You're aware of that?
Yes, sir. He told me that's what he wanted to call that.
Yeah.
That's where he took that's where he taught the martial arts classes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And so with that afforded you to be able to start your new studio down in the southern part of Mansfield, down on Lone Star Road. If someone wanted, whether they're 6 or 60 or somewhere in between, if someone wanted to take martial arts classes, how can they get a hold of Troy Dorsey Extreme Martial Arts?
They can look us up online, or they can call 817-477-5523. We start kids at 4. We have a Little Ninjas class, 4 to 6 years
Little
old.
Ninjas.
Oh, they're so cute. 4 to 6 years old. And then after that, then we've got 7 to 12-year-old, usually in the children's class, and then 13 and above in the teenage adult class.
Okay.
So, yeah, if you come to class, we've already got a 4-year-old. There's going to be nobody younger than 4. And then there's going to be, let me think here. Our oldest student, I believe he's 65, 66 years old.
Oh, good. Yeah. I wouldn't be the oldest.
No, no. And it's no good. So like I said, the martial arts would just help flexibility and getting in shape and being aware of what to do. If someone tried to kick you or someone tried to attack you on the street, I said kick you, but on the street, I think I said this a while ago, what changes is not how I kick, but where I kick.
Sure.
So I'm not going to kick you above your waist. It's going to be below. So only in an extreme situation would you break somebody's leg, but when someone nowadays, there's so much violence going on that you can't ask questions, or you're here to hurt me bad or just kind of hurt me, and there are children that have knives and guns.
Yeah,
it's a scary world out there. So it's a little less scary when you have some martial arts training, and most of the time you won't have to use it, but if you have to, then you'll be ready. And during that time, you're going to be getting in shape and conditioning. We do crunches, we do push-ups, old-fashioned things we do. We do things like help you get stronger.
Boys and girls, men and women?
Boys and girls, yes. You know, the statistic is 1 out of 3 women in America are in a violent attack sometime in their lifetime. That's scary. I have a wife, I have 2 daughters, 3. I heard this statistic 5-10 years ago. I don't know if it's still. I know it didn't get better. I don't think it got better.
Yeah.
1 out of 3 women are in a violent attack sometime in their lifetime. That's scary.
That is.
So yeah, we like to see women come in and get training. Training makes it sound tough, but just like anything else, we start off easy, and just as you go through, just like. In first grade, did you start off learning algebra? No.
I that was probably in college.
Yes, sir.
For me, no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So you don't start off.
Like math, you're learning to add.
Yes, sir.
Then you're learning to subtract, and then you're learning to multiply.
Martial arts is just like that.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
In the minute or so that we've got left. I'm going to just open the mic. If you want to thank anybody, if you want to acknowledge anybody, if you want to just give a shout out to someone, what's on your mind?
Okay, well, first of all, I want to thank my Lord Jesus Christ
Absolutely.
For making all this happen and allowing me to live the dream of my life. Then I also want to thank my wife for 37 years. This past September, we've been married. Thank her for her support in my career. And the martial arts school and the boxing, the kickboxing. I watched my brothers box, and it was so hard to watch them get beat up sometimes. And my wife watched me get beat up a lot of times, bleeding and gushing. So I want to thank her. I want to thank my parents, Warren and Barbara Dorsey, still live here in Mansfield. My dad's been here for 77 years, as I said earlier. Wow. And my brothers, Brian and Rodney. They also have been supporting me ever since day one, since we started martial arts, or actually since they were born. I was the big brother, so I was the spoiled one. Yes.
Give out the phone number. Give out the web address again for Troy Dorsey's Extreme Martial Arts. The phone number.
The phone number is 817-477-5523. The website is Troy Dorsey's Extreme Martial Arts with the EXTREME. Some people just put an X.
Oh, gotcha.
But it's it's 1848 Lone Star Road in the Simber Verding Building Complex, about 150 yards off of the road. And then we have a blue sign up out in front. It's a real little bitty sign that they have allowed us to put up. I tried to get 2 up there, but they only had 1.
Troy Dorsey, it's not only been a pleasure, it's been an honor having you here in the studio today, talking with us for almost an hour. Appreciate it. And
Yes,
thank you for being on About Mansfield.
Thank you, Mr. Castillo. I really appreciate the opportunity to speak here with you and share the microphone. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
Coming up next week on About Mansfield, we will talk in studio with yet another fine Mansfield resident. You just have to tune in to find out who it is. In the meantime, this is the place where you will hear the latest Mansfield news, sports, and conversation. Until then, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, share, love, or support this podcast if you haven't already, so you never miss an episode. It's free. It's easy. Go to our website, aboutmansfield.com. Enter your email address right there on the homepage. We will never send you any spam. We promise.
About Mansfield is recorded at Podcast Mansfield Recording Studio. Hosts Steve Castillo and Colleen Daniel. Moment with the Mayor feature, Michael Evans. Methodist Mansfield News to Know, Angel Biasatti. Mansfield Real Estate Market Update, Beth Steinke. Cultural Arts Calendar, Tim Roberts. Cocktail of the Week, Brian Certain. Post-production editing, mixing, and mastering, Steve Castillo and Andrew Miner.
This podcast is copyrighted by Podcast Mansfield Recording Studio for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this podcast without written consent is prohibited. We thank you all for listening on behalf of the entire news team. I'm Steve Castillo, and this is About Mansfield.